Oh,
Nice to meet you too.
Where are you guys streaming from?
Actually, me, I was moving out
me,
of
I am.
Kampala, but I had to first halt.
Okay.
Me, I'm in Kampala.
Okay.
Me currently, I'm in Mbarara.
Yeah, I'm in Masaka. I had to look for internet. Our farm doesn't have very good internet. Yeah. Guys, how are you? How ready are you for the training on 22nd? Yesterday I was in Zimbabwe the whole day.
Because we should prepare PowerPoint, not so?
Yeah, PowerPoint
Or I
would
just
be
come with my.
okay. PowerPoint would be okay. Yeah, PowerPoint would be okay because we are going to have a projector. And what I also realized that participants prefer to see the pictorial evidence, like you're telling them, talking about worms. They want to see that exact picture, but also the plan is that we are going to have a theory in a hall, and then we also extend to the farm for the practical lessons.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
okay. We shall come with our knowledge in the head.
I know. So, Edgar, let's start by introducing yourselves. Who is Edgar Muhumuza? The guy who inspires me so much as he doesn't know.
I don't know if I inspired Grace, but
no, you do.
Agambe talina kyali tebamunoonya.
He just doesn't know how much of a gold mine he has in his head.
Hey, okay. Yeah, I'm Edgar Mumza. I currently am a goat farmer. I did not join goats with high enthusiasm because I was born into a ranch. One of the family is so much into the beef industry. So goats, I went there because that's what I could afford. But I like the animal. I also like sheep, but I needed sheep. But goat is a very interesting animal. It's a very motivating. It can make you think so hard, especially when you get an epidemic disease. There you have to really use the brain. So it's an interesting industry for me. And we started it when there were very few in it, but I think many are coming in, many are leaving at the same time. And I think, as some people are saying, one of the reasons why people are failing and leaving is because of some of the mistakes that we have gone through and maybe have persevered to go through that. They will share with us that they also avoid those mistakes.
Okay. Are you guys still hearing me? Our network is not so good today.
Yes.
Me, I can hear you.
Okay, you can still see me as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Now you're on.
Okay, fine. No, I've not had a live stream using a phone, so I'm trying to get used to it. I've always been using a laptop, and
again.
She has disappeared on us, but she'll come back.
Don't worry, people are passing. I'm home. Someone might someone might pass behind me and you.
So as we wait for Tom, for Grace, I'm waiting to see what Tom has for us, because our biggest challenges are normally with what Dr. Tom has to talk about. I think that's what is making people suffer in the food industry. It's more of the disease that we have gone. That is where we have most of the challenges.
Do you know that before people suffer from diseases, the main challenge is absenteeism and telephone farming.
No, but you see, telephone farming, if the farmer knows the diseases and how to handle them, he may find he has a team on ground which can help him do the work. But anyway, not all of us can go farm full time.
The other day I was in my coffee garden and one of the guys who work there told me that the in Uganda yagambye nti ekigimusa ekisinga okuba ekikulu mu nnimiro eyo ggwe. Because when I went to the garden and they saw me holding a hoe, they didn't know that I even knew how to dig and kill coffee. So ne bangamba nti ekigimusa ekisinga okuba ekikulu mu mmwanyi ye ggwe.
Guys, sorry about that. We have a multitude of people who are following us. So let's keep it. Let's keep it in. Let's use English most of the time. We can see Peter's joined in. Godfrey Kakenga has joined in. There is Eddie has joined in. Thank you guys for joining in. Zach says the network is not so clear. There is Peter. There is Wabuyinza Farm. Thank you guys for joining in. You are most welcome to our live chat. Much as the network is not so good, like you realize, a bigger part of Banangi. Are you guys still? Are you still hearing me?
We can get you, but the videos.
The network, You know, it's raining in most parts of the country, so the network is not so good.
It's cloudy.
Yeah.
I'm also having a very cloudy day today.
The network is not so good, So, guys, Tom.
Yes, please.
As I find my way back, Edgar be telling people about what exactly to expect on 22nd up to 24th.
Yes, according to the package I have prepared, we are mainly going to look at selection of reading and how do you get some reading progress in your own hand. Because some of us, not all of us have the capacity. Some have capacity to go and buy the best genetics. This is about how you select the best animals for your farm, how do you teach your genetics to the farm that you bring, and also the vision of the type of animal you want to get. And also want to avoid the business of learn what a good animal is. That's what it's all about. What is a good animal? How does a good animal look like? What is the best bag? What is the best doe? Then you also decide some decision-making processes. If I have a certain number of animals, I look at them and I'm like, what would I want my herd to be? So the question is, which bag am I going to go to the field to look for? And which bag will bring for me the traits I want in my flock? So that is basic thing. Then also, I think I'll have some ideas on some nutrition. These days, I have been concentrating more on the genetic side, but these days I'm now transitioning to the nutrition side because you need good nutrition for the best genetics to be seen. Without nutrition, you may not be able to see some of these genetics come out. So that is one of the decision-making things that we're looking into. The practical ways of the decision-making and looking into things of the both sides of how to improve the herd genetically and how to improve the herd nutrition. Because you see, nutrition comes with quota sometimes. You need genetics to respond to a certain type of nutrition. And all that eventually it feeds into what Dr. Tom will be talking about, the health of the animals. Sometimes are based on the genetics that you have and also the nutrition that you have as a herd. Basically, that's what I'll be talking about.
Okay. Thanks so much, Edgar. Edgar, where are you streaming from?
I'm streaming from Barara, and I cannot shift where I'm seated.
Okay, how is the weather like that side?
It rained the whole of yesterday and the whole of yesterday night. Generally, Monday night it rained. No, Sunday night. I think it rained the whole day, and Monday it rained the whole day. Okay, this drizzle at night has it's a wind, it's a rainy season. I don't know what you can call it. Whether it's rain or dry season or just lying to us. We don't know what's going on.
Okay, thank you so much, Edgar. Guys, you are most welcome. Emma Semju, thank you so much. Marvin from Zambia. Susan at Heire, that is Ugandan, I guess. Pen Idris, thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, you're most welcome. You can ask any questions. as we wait for Dr. Tom, please tell us where you are streaming live from and tell us exactly how you're going to go about the topics we have chosen for you. Simply tell them, I want them to be excited about what is going to happen on 22nd to 24th March in Zimbabwe district. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And those who have joined in. My name is Tom Ndaga. I'm a veterinary surgeon by profession. I'm streaming in live from Kampala. I'm stationed in Zimbabwe district, and that's where I work as a local government veterinarian based in Remiaga sub-county. That is where I do much of my clinical work. Let me take this opportunity to thank Mrs. Grace Voji for the opportunity she has given us and most of the farmers to join hands and share some knowledge and also share some of the expertise we do have in this industry of goat farming. Mainly, when it comes to the masterclass organized for the 22nd, my major emphasis will be on diseases and worms, because I believe these are some of the biggest challenges that have hindered goat farming or that have made some of the people quit goat farming. Mainly, diseases are here to stay, and I don't think by any chance we are having a world that will be free of diseases even in the next 10,000 years to come. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're still on. We are still hearing you. Go
Okay.
on.
Yes. So diseases are here to stay, but we just have to find a way of maneuvering, and we do coexist with these diseases, and then we carry on our business like goat farming. So in many cases, I've come across some of these challenges. You'll find someone has all the drugs at the farm. Farmer X uses these drugs, and then their animals fail to get results, or they fail to recover. But then when a vet comes to the farm and uses the same drugs, the farmer gets results, and then the farmer starts to imagine, which kind of magic is this? There are many factors behind this. You'll find you have oxytetracycline, your penny strip, you have used them, goats are not healing. Me, I come to your farm, I use the same drugs at your farm, and then you see the results. There are many things behind drug use. There are many factors that contribute to efficacy and efficiency of these drugs. So, in case you need to know these, you must be having a resident vet, and you must be having at least someone you always consult before you use such drugs. Drugs are not like a piece of cake that even someone who has not washed hands should use them. Drugs are they are special biological agents that should be used with care to avoid resistance and all that. And then farmers always ask, I vaccinated my animals maybe against PPR or CCPP or whatever the case might be, but I'm getting still cases of the same diseases. Why? Then you ask yourself, does vaccination guarantee 100% security from disease? Then if it doesn't guarantee 100% security, then why should I vaccinate? Why shouldn't I just wait for the disease to come and then I do firefighting method? All these are some of the questions that we need to answer come the 22nd of the next month. The third question that farmers usually come up with is usually about resistance. Doctor, I dewormed the other month, but my goats are still dying of worms. Why? They are still anemic. Why are they still dying? Usually, this still comes back like, for example, the first statement I made. You have the drugs that are for deworming at your farm. I come, I use the same drugs you bought, and then your goats will be okay. For you have used them repeatedly again and again, but your goats are still dying of worms. What is the magic behind that? So those are some of the questions we need to have them answered when when people come to this seminar. Then lastly, I will talk about telefarming, WhatsApp diagnosis, and all that. I don't know why farmers think it is very easy to diagnose diseases on WhatsApp. Someone sends a picture of their goat and then says, Munyambe, I mean, help me. My goat X is suffering. Please, what is the medication? Tell me the medicine. I mean, when we are sick or you have children that are sick at home, do you take a picture and then you send to a doctor that please tell me the medicine, or you have to get your children or yourself to hospital and then you get a solution? Why is it that people think that it is easy to diagnose animal diseases just by mere looking at a goat on a phone? I mean, that is not how science works. I mean, science isn't that quick and cheap to think that a disease can be. And then I usually see someone in most of these WhatsApp groups, someone will say, use penicillin. Then when a farmer says, I've already used penicillin, then someone will say, okay, go and use ivermectin. Then you wonder which kind of. Then if a farmer says, I've already used ivermectin, okay, use gentamicin. I mean, drugs are not just something to play with, you know. So come 22nd, come and get yourself this piece of knowledge from the experts, and then you'll have goat farming as a business in your life. Thank you for listening in.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Tom. Thank you. Thank you, guys who are still joining in. Please invite as many people to come in. Biamukama Amos, thank you so much. Demisha Mixed Farm, Musasi Ivan, Trust Monsaka, Mayfair Mara Farm from Kenya. Thank you guys for joining in. The gist of this live session is to allow you ask a few questions in brief, and maybe also to give you a snippet of what is going to happen. But what I remind you of, that this training is going to be both practical and theory. We are going to, for the first 1.5 days, we are going to have the theory bit of it, and then the other 1.5, the most interesting bit most of you are interested in, is the practical bit. I, for one, as a farmer, I believe in practicability because it makes more sense. Where you tell somebody that goat is suffering from worms, and we dissect the goat, and indeed the worms are there. These are the kind of live sessions we are going to have on 22nd to 24th March in Sembabule district. Keep the questions coming. There is Gold Farm. Glad to have you all around. Actually, these questions are also mostly asked on Facebook pages. Thank you so much. Good points, Doctor. Well noted. Thank you, Marvin. Joe here from Rukunjiri, Uganda. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Keep the questions coming in. Edgar, back to you. Anything else we have missed out as we tell them about what is going to happen on 22nd to 24th? And for those of you who may not be able to attend, we are going to have, we shall be downloading the same exact content that you missed on the farm, but it will be downloaded 2 weeks after the training, and it will be for membership. Basically, it will be paid for. It will not be free of charge. People joining in, there is Jazan. Why are some goats seasonal breeders while others are not? This goes to Edgar. Edgar, can you answer that?
I assume most of our goats in Uganda are seasonal breeders. Meaning, what I say seasonal breeders, they have a particular time in which they breed. Because I've been taking an example from my own experience. I don't.
Can you increase your volume?
I don't know. I can't, but I think that's what it is. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yes, I think it should be fine. You see, in Uganda, currently, let me give you an example myself. I run full-time the bucks with the females, but These animals, they always breed every February and every September. They have their season. There are reasons as why that may happen, depending on the availability of food and all that. But goats in our equatorial region here, I don't think they can become like in South Africa, whereby they call seasonal breeders. Seasons are based on availability of foods when the animal can really produce a feed. That's how seasons can for the season breeding. But for that person, it may be an individual problem with maybe one of the animals, as in they come on heat or type of breed. But our goats here in Uganda, it's our environment here in Uganda, they breed year round. They can give birth any month of the year. That is how our environment is designed. It's not like in some other countries whereby, because of the day length and the temperature, especially the temperature, those ones they can have seasons when animals can breed better and worse. But here we do goats give birth any month, any time. We have more of a year-round season. But technically, they also create their own. The flock has a time when it has the most breeding purposes. And normally, I think it's based on the issue that comes into there. So basically, that's what it is. For us here in Uganda, we don't have more of a problem of the season because our season at the equator is a bit constant. The temperature is constant throughout the year. The day and night is essentially the same. So that's why we don't have most of these seasonal breeding issues, depending on the region you're in Africa and the weather. Can you get me?
Yes, we do.
Did you get?
Okay.
That's what I can talk about. That.
Can you guys, Edgar?
Yes,
Somebody else. Okay, there is Jazan. Jazan, thank you so much for tuning in. Alexis Davis, this is very interesting for me, who is planning to do goat farming. There is Julie Joan, good day everyone. Dr. Ndaga, if I want to start goat rearing, how many can I start with, and must it be a specific breed? I think this goes to Edgar again. And he's also ready for the membership. Okay, yes, Edgar, go on.
About the specific breed, sometimes the breed may be dependent on you, the investor, what you're interested in. So the first thing that I can advise this person is to first understand what are the qualities and traits of all these breeds that we have around, especially here in Uganda. We have some South African breeds, we also have our own indigenous breeds that are in Uganda. So you decide, one, what will make you economic sense according to the availability of the breeds available. Two, what does your farm have and the management style? Because some breeds may need more care than others. Although they are all the same, but in Uganda, we have more rain than other countries. I give an example like South Africa. South Africa has very little rain compared to us. So the question is, if you're to bring a breed here, how much does it relate to our environment here? How will it relate to your farm environment? So that's what we determine which you use at your farm and your management style. Secondly, that number of animals. If you can afford to have 100, that's very good. If you can afford to have 200, that's very good. But I always say, start with what you have, but have a goal in mind. Where do you want to go, and how are you going to achieve that goal? That's what I mainly can say about that. But come on the 22nd, we shall really discuss these issues and see how we can move forward, especially for the commercial farmer. Some people are not commercial farmers. Some people want to have very good looking goats. They're hobby farmers. We also welcome those. His job is just to have some goats at the weekend so that he can slaughter one or two, or he can brag around with his friends. So that's also a good farmer, but his goals and objectives are different. But we're mainly focused on the commercial farmer. Okay. I don't know if Tom has anything to add on.
Okay. Edgar, are you done? Are you done with the question?
Yes, I'm done with that question.
Okay, thank you so much. Has Farms, thank you so much, Has, for joining in. He's eagerly waiting for the training. Mutevidu Timber, thank you so much. George Simwanza, thank you so much. Greetings from South Africa, Tyrone. Tyrone, thank you so much for watching. Mayfair, Mara Farm, over 50 ewes and 1 ram can be economically viable to start with. Thank you so much for replying to that. Guys, keep the questions coming. In relation to the training, Those who will be coming from Uganda, especially Kampala, we shall be converging at State Square. We shall provide transportation. The cost is 350,000 Ugandan shillings. And if you are traveling from, maybe you're flying in from another country and you would want to attend, best would be to jet in earlier and you be in Uganda at least by Thursday, so that we can be able to transport you to our destination of the training. And we shall definitely bring you back to Kampala so that you can be able to board back to your own country. Kenyans, you're welcome. Tanzanians, you're welcome. South Africans, you're welcome. All farmers, you are welcome for this training. It's going to be in English majorly, and we shall also have translators for those who may not be familiar with the English language. Because like for us in Uganda here, farming, we are just trying to modernize farming. Originally, farming in Uganda was subsistence way of living, making a livelihood. And so many people who used to enter into farming, most of them are the illiterates. So most of them who are the big time farmers that who started up farming, majority of them don't speak English. And we want to take them on. So sometimes we may be able to speak our local language so that we don't leave them out. But for this training, it's strictly going to be in English, and we shall be having translators as well. Semogere the farmer, thank you so much for joining in. George Simwanza, is 17 dose to 1 back ratio okay? Yeah, that is very okay. But it also depends on how old is the buck. If the buck is 10 months and below, it's not, it will not be able to meet the 17 dose. As farms, my question is, how do we cope up with the current burden of foot rot? What is the cause in the first place? Because this has not been like this in the past years, even with too much rains. Thank you. This question goes to Dr. Tom Ndaga. Tom, are you there?
Yes. Okay. Foot rot, of course, it is a bacterial infection. This foot rot, the predisposing factor is mainly too much water. Goats in their natural ways, they are not supposed to be in places that are too damp. Even if a goat walks in water for maybe 20-30 minutes, when it is going to graze, in the evening it will come back limping, because this bacteria will quickly conquer the tissues of the hoof, and then it will cause what necrosis, or what we call rotting of the hoof. So, meaning the only way you can prevent foot rot is by preventing goats from crossing into damp or waterlogged areas. That is the only way you can prevent it. Then, if your goats happen to be having too much foot rot, you should prepare yourself with a lot of iodine, and then you also prepare copper sulfate. For those of you who know some chemistry, there is a compound called copper sulfate. Copper sulfate, you can get it in these labs along Kampala Road where they sell school chemicals. That's where you can get this copper sulfate. So the importance of this copper sulfate is to reduce the amount of bacterial load, and also to absorb some of the toxins produced by that bacteria in the hoof. So you put it on the entry point of the house, or where there is an exit on the house, so that these goats can step into that copper sulfate as they are getting out. So this reduces, controls the incidences of foot rot in the herd. But if the worst comes to the worst, and this infection gets maybe to the surrounding muscles and the bone, you have to engage a vet and use some antibiotics to treat some few cases that are extreme. That is the little I can share with you. Otherwise, there is more to share still when the right time comes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tom. Has farms, I hope, Edgar, you're not laughing at me. Actually, Edgar may not be laughing at you because almost every farm in the cattle corridor is facing the challenge of foot rot. I, for one, am also experiencing the same. But like Dr. Thomas said, if you can manage to keep the goats away from the wet grounds where it is loaded, where it is flooded with water, it will help a great deal. Actually, I, for one, I've instructed my guys. There are those type of there is an area where it floods a lot, and I've instructed them not to take back the goats. I rather have goats that are skinny than treating foot rot because it costs an arm and leg. By the time the rainy season goes down, you're already spending so much, a lot of money on the drugs. Uh, Tyrone Hammond, thank you so much. He says he lost a goat this week. It had diarrhea. So it was treated and started getting better. But the next morning it was dead. So it had another one which had the same symptoms. So I deworm for palkidin. This is some of the same mistakes we are talking about with Dr. Tom. Basically, this is it looks like a telephone diagnosis. Dr. Tom, what do you have to say about Tyrone Hammond? He treated diarrhea. She treated diarrhea, and then he goes ahead and says there is a deworming and then pulp kidney. So these are mixed of so many infections. What do you have to say about this?
Treated diarrhea with what? I don't know what he treated with, but usually what I would advise most of our farmers that hope to do telefarming, if you have done an investment and it is a pretty big investment in your goats and you have invested your money, why not get a vet who can maybe first have a courtesy visit, 2 or 3 courtesy visits to the farm, establish the environment, know the number of animals, know the problems that how anticipate the problems that you might be facing in the future. Then this vet can help you, even if it is telediagnosis. This vet can help you because they already know what is at stake and what is at the farm. Instead of maybe you don't have a vet, but you want the help, so you come to us on WhatsApp. You expect us to give you quick and precise diagnosis. Please, I think this is the wrong way of doing things. And you can't deworm. The other thing is, someone says that they deworm to control pulpy kidney. Pulpy kidney can't be controlled by deworming still, because pulpy kidney is a clostridial infection, and a dewormer is something that kills worms. So these are two unrelated things. But sure, to talk about these 2 cases, diarrhea is mainly caused by, in goats, adult goats, it is mainly caused by worms. Diarrhea that is unresponsive to treatment, we usually think it is because of clostridial infections, because clostridia doesn't quickly respond to treatment unless you have vaccinated, but it may not respond to treatment. So death after treatment and the diarrhea still continues gives us an indicator that it could be a suspected clostridial infection. So those are the things you should look at, but otherwise I would advise Mr. Tyrone to always use someone who is well conversant with the situation at the farm to help him. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tom. Tyrone, hope you have heard it from the horse's mouth. Basically, guys, let's make the veterinary doctors our friends. These guys went to school to make our lives better on the farms. Let's employ them. Let's consult them. And when they come, Dr. Tom, say hi to that baby. And
Yes.
when we bring them on the farms, sometimes as farmers, we don't want to pay them. We don't want to pay them, especially if we call them in late stages of our animal's health. For example, recently I had bloat. I had an animal which had bloat on the farm. And my guys told me late, and I invited a vet late. It was a mistake on my side. And incidentally, I lost the animal. But if I'd called in a vet earlier, I wouldn't have lost that sheep. Let's go on to Zach Abaliesi. Zach, thank you so much. Zach still has a question for Dr. Tom. My question is, all vaccines for goats are in liquid form, all powder, e.g. PPR, CCP, Clostridium, are they in powder form or liquid form?
Thank you. I think
Zach.
even Edgar can answer that. I think he has used he has used all these vaccines. Okay, vaccines. Uh, Usually vaccines come in either liquid or powder form. For example, PPR-pox or PPR-pox is a double stand, or it can come as PPR as a single stand. They are in powder form, but it comes with a diluent. A diluent, I mean a liquid that is used to dilute that powder. Then other vaccines come in liquid form, like for example the CCPP and Clostridium vaccine, or even Brucella. They come in liquid form, and you use them instantly.
Okay.
Storage is
Thank you
usually
so much.
in cold conditions.
Okay.
Mm.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I can see Muhanji Rogers. Thank you so much. John Munyati is tuning in from Zambia, is watching from Zambia. Emmanuel Semju, thank you guys. Please, guys, let's come for this training. You're not going to remain the same. It's going to be on 22nd to 24th March of next month. We are going to transport you from Kampala. Those will be coming from Western Uganda. We can arrange for transport. But if you are coming from faraway districts like Gulu, Northern Uganda, etc., the best would be for you to travel on Thursday so that Friday finds you at State Square after you have paid off. Everything will be catered for except for your accommodation. The accommodation is going to vary from 30,000 to 150, depending on what one wants. So we didn't commit ourselves on the accommodation because different farmers want to sleep differently. Somebody may prefer to sleep in a room of 30,000. Another may say, I want to sleep in a room of 150,000. So it's up to you. We have booked the accommodation, but we have not paid for. But each farmer will be in charge of paying for their own accommodation, and we shall be giving you the details about the accommodation, but we are also going to be transporting you. The meals are on us, the trainings are on us, transporting you between Sembabule and the different farms you're going to visit. Everything is going to be on us. Emmanuel is asking, I'm planning to start a goat farming on the lake shores, but will the goats adapt with the cold weather because it rains too much? Edgar, I think you can answer that on my behalf. Edgar, can you help him on that?
He's going to be at the lake shores. I think goats that we have in Uganda are a bit adaptable to all environments. But what I would advise, if he's going to buy his initial stock, let him also buy it from stock that comes from farms that come almost similar to his environment. But also he has to engage a lot with Dr. Toe, because when you get to the lake shores, it will be more wet, maybe marshy lands, so may have a problem of river flux, worms will be a bigger problem. So he has to also engage his vet very well. And also, because you see, animals have to be adapted. You see, sometimes an animal is not adapted to certain area.
Okay.
I've also faced some of these challenges. I know them, like sometimes you buy a bag from a farm, you put it in your farm, then somehow it gets stunted because of the environment. But you have to adapt an animal. But the best, I would say, look for farms that have almost an environment like yours, and if they are willing to sell to you, buy from them. I think that's what I would say. And then also the food rot problem will come in with this lecturers thing. Food rot has actually been a problem. I've always, me on food rot, I've always told Grace that I don't get food rot, but this time round I also got some food rot. This season has not been very good. I still have struggles with food rot, and there's no dry season. We're still in the wet season. I don't know when the dry season will come. That's what I can say.
Okay. Thank you so much, Edgar. I'm also learning something. Like you mentioned, if it's to stock goats, it should stock goats from areas that have a similar kind of characteristics to where it's going to take the goats to. That's a good one. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. I hope you have had that clear. Towi is watching from Zambia. Thank you so much. Much love, Zatowi. Emmanuel Buchana. I'm from Burundi. And I think this question goes to Dr. Tom again. Doctor, you have so many questions. Injectable and oral dewormer, which one is more effective? That's a good one.
Injectable and oral dewormers, which one is more effective?
Yeah.
All these drugs are very effective, but like I've always been saying on the different WhatsApp groups, there is no deworming schedule that is written on a stone like Moses did in the Bible times.
Dictionary.
Yes, deworming should always differ depending on which strategy are you using, which kind of worms has the vet maybe seen in the pool or has seen on microscopy, whatever the case might be. So, like for example, farmer X might be using, like for example, oral dewormers, like maybe for 6-8 months, but in the 9th month, they get a lot of maybe tick uh, tick tick related infections. There you can use maybe ivermectin to combat the to kill off the ticks and still uh, combat the worm infections. I don't know if my point is driven home. Because ivermectin kills ticks in one way or the other. It is an acaricide, it kills the ticks, but still it kills the worms. So depending on the challenges you're facing at the farm, or which worm is having the highest burden or the highest prevalence in your stock, that's when you can switch. Like for example, we have liver fast, it is good on liver flukes and other worms in the intestines. We have albendazole, which is good on maybe, for example, tapeworms. So depending on which worm is causing you a big burden, that's when you should switch. But these deworming schedules are not written on stone, or that a deworming schedule should be 1 month, two after 4 months, or like that. No, it is usually after you discussing with your vet and seeing the challenges you have at your farm. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so
Yeah.
much, Dr. Tom Ndaga. He's one of the most reliable vets we have in our goat farming fraternity. He will always answer your phone call, or even if he has a missed call, you always return. Please always consult that guy. He's not mean with any information, at least he gives it to you, and he always comes when you want him to your farm. Even outside Uganda, he can make it there. David Mayani, he's asking, between Gala and Boa, which one please? Gala in Kenya grows into a good size and very adaptable I may be biased on this. Let me ask Edgar to answer this.
I may also be biased on it, but the key word he said adaptable.
Exactly.
That is the key word. He said adaptable. Gala is a Kenyan indigenous goat. It is very adaptable to the Kenyan environment. Because if you look at Kenya, it is semi-arid. And most of the farms don't have a lot of grass. They have a lot of bushes. And if you see the way the Gala goat is designed, it has very long legs and a very long neck. That is a very clear sign of stretching up to tall shrubs. That's what it does. And most of our farms in Uganda here, some have cleared all the shrubs away. When you get that goat and you try to make it adaptable to our grass, see, because of its height and its nature, it is not first of all designed to handle worms very effectively. And the more the goat eats towards the ground, the more worms it picks up. The animal is going to grow thin, tall. Currently in Uganda, I don't know, maybe in the Karamoja region, but in the western region, all farms that have tried to use Gala goats have found it not so adapted because of the meat quality traits. They have not been so big. They have not put on weight the way they are expected. They have not been so adaptable to our environment in western Uganda. Maybe in other regions of Uganda, like the northern or eastern, which are towards the Kenya environment, maybe they are. But currently, in some parts of Uganda, it is not so adaptable. It can survive and live, but it does not put on as much meat as it does in Kenya. That's what I can say about it.
Thank you so much. Actually, why I mentioned that I may be biased, in 2017, I was among the few Ugandans who imported Gala goats to my farm, and the results were not so cool. I ended up having goats that looked like cobs. Cobs, I think you know cobs. The wild animals, the cobs. Yeah, very tiny animals. Sorry?
The cob is a fat animal.
Actually, no, I
Get
ended up
wage.
with very small goats with no meat on them, with very, very tiny. So I ended up selling them off for slaughter. So that's why I mentioned I may be biased, but I would go for boa any day and our movende goats. Peter Wakabi is asking, thank you so much for following. Peter Wakabi is asking, how do we make the payments and the booking? Number one, I'm going to share a link of the WhatsApp group where we are doing from the coordination of this training, because we don't want anybody to be left out. And for those who want to pay money, you can use our mobile money services. That is plus 256 702 850 600, and also MTN plus 256 772 850 600. We are going to put them out on our social media platforms, the numbers, but also those who may be planning to pay for the training and you're outside Uganda, we are also going to share a link for the same. I think Jeff is going to help me on that. Peter Wakab is asking in from Doha, and is asking how much is type of goat breeds and the dopership. Right now, dopership is still new in Uganda. Not so many farmers have the dopership, but we are bringing them in for a female for 700,000 and a male for 800,000. However, they are crossbreeds that are way cheaper in already on our farms. Raphael, hello. He's tuning in from Ajumani. Thank you so much. He's among the people who are going to get doperships from Kenya. Alex, I'm planning to rear goats in 5 acres. Is it sufficient enough? And how many is needed in the 5 acres? I think since I'm a moderator, Edgar, can you help me on that question, please?
5 acres with goats. It is possible.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Okay,
But
that's all.
you may have to get a good nutritionist to come and see your farm, and you plan out a nutrition plan with what is available. Sometimes you see nutrition is based on what materials you have available to you. I may tell you Napier, yet you don't have Napier in your region. I may tell you Rhodes grass, yet you don't have Rhodes grass in your region. So if you get a nutritionist around you, each country I believe in Africa has a nutritionist who has studied some nutrition. It's about providing the basic requirements of that animal. And also in your small acre or 5 acres, you also need the veterinary man, because in an intensive situation, diseases tend to creep up more. So you have to get some advice from the veterinary to help you how you will handle the diseases that come up in a very intensive situation.
Okay.
The diseases are more, they'll be spread faster in an intensive situation.
Okay. Thank you, Edgar. Thank you, Edgar. The questions are quite many, guys. All you have to do is pay for this training, but we are giving you a snippet of what is going to happen. Demisha, the numbers have been portrayed below by Jeff. You can check out my numbers in the comment section. You can send mobile money. Those who are outside Uganda, you can use that link to send in money. David, okay, that one we have already answered. Somebody is asking, Raphael from Ajuman is asking, which vaccines can be given for the goats on the same day? There is goat pox, there is brucella, there is clostridios, there is OFF. Dr. Tom, that is your question. Dr. Tom, which are you?
Unmute.
Sorry. So what he's asking, can you give some vaccines on the same
Tom, are
day?
you there?
Yes,
Can you hear me?
Edgar, can you sit in for Dr. Tom and answer that question?
No, he's
Can you hear
okay.
me?
He's okay. Yes.
Hello?
Yes, you can answer.
Can you hear me?
Guys, are we still there?
Yeah, I'm getting you, Tom. I think the people can still get you.
Okay. I think
You
Dr.
can
Tom
hear
has
me?
had a break. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. The question is, can someone give more than one vaccine on the same day?
Exactly. And which vaccines can be given if they are there?
It is highly not advisable to give more than one vaccine on the same day to goats, scientifically, vaccines are biological. Some of these vaccines are live agents. I mean, have live agents, like for example viruses. And for a vaccine to mount immunity, or for a body to mount immunity, the desired immunity, the body must use a lot of energy to build immunity. So giving more than 2 vaccines would be like pushing a big load up a mountain. So you'll be putting a big load on the body and depleting the body's energy reserves to do some work. So if a goat is maybe pregnant, or a goat is maybe having some other secondary diseases or whatever, some goats might end up actually dying. So I would highly advise farmers, if you're in this business as a business, why should you hurry to give more than 1 vaccine if you're not retiring from that business in maybe if you're planning to retire in a month's time? But if you're going to do this business for some long time, there is no need to hurry. 1 vaccine at a go is pretty enough. Thank
and in
you.
what time frame?
Usually a space of 14 days is good.
Okay.
14 days
Thank
is
you so
good per vaccine.
Okay. Doctor, somebody is
Yes.
asking from Burundi.
Yes.
Doctor, can you come to Burundi? Is there a way of how you can deworm hundreds of goats with the ease in a single day?
I've done that multiple times.
Okay. Thank
I've
you.
done that multiple times. There is no way I can fail.
Okay. Valerian Kadu, I have a farm in Mombasa and would like to buy 1 year good bags for breeding from Uganda. Can we organize logistics? Yeah, Kadu, yes, we can. All you have to do is WhatsApp me or send me a message, sidebar me. We can work through that. We can get you the bags. Guys, more questions. We are about to log out. Our time is about to go out. Rogers, for some of us who are very far away and might not be able to physically attend the training, can we attend online? And how much do we pay for those who can attend online? Jeff, can you help me answer that? I know you are at the back. Can you help me answer that, please? House Farms Limited, about vaccines, maybe if it is a combo like PPR and POX, yeah, that is a good one. Actually, it is helping quite a deal. Thank you so much, Has. Guys, the training is still on 22nd up to 24th March. Just a reminder. We are just giving you a snippet. We are going to ask questions. We are going to have a little bit of fun. There's going to be lots and lots of nyamachoma. We are going to interact. We are going to network, which we would want to have. Would want to have relations between farmers and farmers, vets and vets. You get it? There are going to be quite a number of people there. You shouldn't miss it for anybody, for anything. Please attend. And some of you may not be able to attend in person. Please feel free to send your farm help, though it would help if you come along with your farm helps, because these things they are going to learn, you should also be in the know of whatever we are training your people about. The training, Kimaze Lukia is asking, the training is going to be in Sembabule district. That is roughly like a 2.5 hour drive from Kampala to Sembabule. And it's going to be residential. We are going to have both theory and practical sessions on that day. And we are going to be moving from different farms. Actually, we are going to be moving from different farms, small and big, so that we can compare notes. Basically, the picture I want to bring to you guys, we are going to take away the training from we are going to do the theory bit in a hall somewhere, and then we shall be transported on a farm where Edgar and the other trainers, Edgar and Dr. Tom, plus the other trainers, will be taking you through the real life experience on how it happens on the farm. I want somebody to talk about foot rot when we are looking at a goat which is limping. I want to talk about a goat which is anemic, when somebody can physically see a goat that is anemic. It is good for a beginner. It is good for somebody who has already started goat farming. Please don't miss it for anything. You know me, I always organize things because I'm passionate about goat farming, and I believe Africans and all those who are watching me outside Africa, goat farming is a good deal for everybody. They are easy to keep. They multiply so fast. There is readily available market. We are going to be talking about the market. We are going to be talking about the cooperatives. How would we cooperate as farmers to pull the market, to enter into the market, the untapped markets of especially exporting our meat, exporting skins, exporting hooves, exporting the horns. All these can get us money as farmers, but these things need us if we are combined as a group, as farmers. Thank you guys for watching. Any other questions? I think we were, this was meant to be for like 30, 40 minutes. I think we are remaining with like 5 minutes, five to 8 minutes. Any other questions or any questions you want to ask? Peter, this goes to all of you. Can boer goats and the other types plus sheep be managed on zero grazing? Yes, they can be managed on zero grazing. For private transport, how much are we paying? For private transport, that will be roughly, we are going to exclude 50,000 from the transportation, and you'll be able to pay 300,000 shillings. SG Mobidu, thank you, Grace, for this initiative. I'm an agriculture student at a master's level, enjoying the life. Thank you so much, guys. It had to be an initiative from the farmers, an initiative from the vet doctors, an initiative from passionate people who love livestock. Thank you guys for always tuning in. And also don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Boji Farms. Subscribe to our channel, Boji Farms, on Facebook. We always have this information live. We always have things the way they happen on the farm. We don't miss, because we believe through sharing our mistakes and the mistakes, the good times, the bad times, this is where most of you have picked up the passion. This is where most of you have been able to pull up and join goat farming. Okay. There's another question. Someone is inboxing me. Why is it so that these days goats produce and fail to provide enough milk to kids? It is common even when a goat looks healthy. By the way, that is like a challenge I used to face at my farm. I will also ask Edgar to explain something about that. But what I also realized, most of our farms, we don't do planning to when the babies should be born. So when we let the mothers when the mothers become pregnant and they birth during those times when there's scarcity of feed, definitely the mothers will not get enough milk. Like now, I'm experiencing lots and lots of births at the farm, but I've not had any challenge of a goat lacking milk. So this is where the natural synchronization comes in. All these things you learn when you come for the training. I will definitely be taking you through the natural synchronization. How do you manage your herd, and so that you have babies in the same time frame? For example, we are in February. We are having babies. We have been having babies since January up to February, and most of the babies will be born by March, and we shall be out of it because in Uganda we are experiencing lots and lots of rains. We have just come out of the rainy season, and the feeds are in plenty. So when a goat eats a lot, it has enough milk, and the feeds have lots and lots of moisture in them, which means it helps in milk formation. Edgar, maybe you can add something on Hasi's question. You have another view about that.
Which question? That is what I'm on about of kids
goats not producing milk of late. It's so common that even when a goat looks healthy,
they have milk. Now that is I don't know. That would also need a diagnosis with the vet. But one of the key things is on the nutrition side, especially on these things that are not easily seen: protein, minerals, vitamins, those small things. But it's Also, genetically, sometimes some animals don't have a lot of milk like the rest. That's one thing I've come to realize. Also, another thing that I've also come to realize that is challenging sometimes is first-time mothers, especially when they give birth, when they are, for us who give the animals full-time with bucks, there are those that give birth even before 1 year. Those ones are normally very challenging animals. That one gives birth very early, gets pregnant around 4, 5, 6 months. That one is also a very challenging animal to make, to especially its first birth. For it, first of all, to recognize that it has to suckle its kids. I have an animal, it refused to first suckle its kids. After it suckled its kid in the next 24 hours, now it suckles any kid that stands with it, it just gives and the animal suckles on it. So, but most of it comes from nutrition. Milking the animal is nutrition most of the times. Nutrition and maybe some health challenges that could be there. If vet can look into it and also figure out what could be the right problem.
Thank you so much, guys. Susan, I've shared the link. For those of you who would want to attend this training for God Nation purposes, please click on that link. You join the WhatsApp group where we are going to be sharing all the details, where to meet up, how to pay, all that in case you missed. And those who want to pay, our numbers are still up. Jeff, you can help me reshare them again, but that is the link. And any other question pertaining to the training, because I must let these people go. Edgar is a very, very busy person. He juggles lots and lots of things on the farm. Edgar, by the way, for those of you joined in late, maybe Edgar, you can reintroduce yourself, and also I'll let Dr. Tom reintroduce himself so that we can know the kind of people we are dealing with in view with our goat farming as a business.
I am Edgar Mhumza. Currently, I am a goat farmer. I like call myself a goat rancher. I don't like the word farm. I'm a rancher, one or the other, because I farm on large scale. I'm on a free range type of farming, and our farm does beef farming and goat farming. That's what we basically do. Yeah, and I've studied a lot of agriculture and I read a lot. I actually do a lot of research on these things.
Okay.
So that's basically me.
Okay, you don't want people to know about the coffee beat. Okay, thank you so much, Edgar. Dr. Tom.
Yes. My name, you can hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, my name is Tom Ndaga. Tom Ndaga. That is my name, and I'm a veterinary surgeon by profession, and I'm based in Zimbabwe district. That's where I do much of my clinical work, and I too am a farmer. I'm into coffee, and I do some little farming of the cows and the goats. Yes, thank you.
I don't know. Are we still on?
Yes. Yeah, I'm on. I can hear you. Maybe Boji is off.
Boji has gone off. I don't know if we're still live. She's still on. But anyway, if we're still live, we're waiting for people to come, and we hope they come in mass and come with a lot of questions, because one of the ways I've learned, the best way we learn is ask questions. Yes.
The other thing, someone who was asking about why some goats are good milkers and others are not.
Yes. Yes.
Generally, God created our bodies to be selfish.
Yes.
Yes. So if a goat in its natural ways senses that the situation ahead might not be good, or it anticipates, because our brains have the ability to anticipate.
Okay,
God gave us biological. God gave animals and human beings biological clocks. That's why they can. Some animals can be seasonal breeders, others may not be, depending on the environment. So a goat or any other body is selfish and can anticipate that maybe the situation ahead is not good. So what it has to do is to hold back the milk, regardless of whether the baby is healthy or not. It has anticipated that the situation ahead might not be good, so it holds back the milk for its body to survive. And that's what usually happens in most of these farms. If some goats give birth in seasons that are not good, the body will hold back the milk. Or genetically, some goats have poor mothering abilities. Even if it has the milk, it will refuse to breastfeed. Or it has the poor mothering ability, but still the milk production is still genetically is not good. It might be having both. Yes, that's what usually occurs. Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys. I'd gone off a little bit. Somebody, I was using my phone. I had failed to connect a live session using my laptop, and somebody was trying to call me. That's why I had gone off. Yeah, I've told this person off because this is more important right now. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And those who have Charlie Gonza Edward, thank you so much. I've just come in. Thank you, Grace, Edgar, and Tom for the live session. Thank you. Paloma, thank you so much. Maybe I have to mention something about Paloma. Paloma is my YouTube advisor. She always comes in to give me the thumbs up. She's the one who advises me on how to engage with my followers because they have seen good in my YouTube channel, and that's why they came up to help me. Paloma, thank you so much for the advice. You're always welcome. Uh, Grace, whoever is making you busy. Daniel, thank you so much. I'm back. I think we only have a few minutes, like 2 minutes. I'm going to give these 2 minutes to 1 minute to Edgar and another minute to Dr. Tom so that we can log out. Guys, the training is still on 20. The training is still on 22nd to 24th. So Edgar, maybe in your closing remarks, just say something.
I would like to welcome everyone to come on 22nd. I hope to see a very huge crowd of people, and we discuss how to improve our farms in a genetic way, how to improve our flocks to have more capacity and more productivity. That's what we shall be discussing.
Okay. Thank you so much, Edgar. Dr. Tom?
Yes, maybe to add on Mr. Mhumza's voice, I will still welcome our dear farmers to come and they engage with us. Come the 22nd, you know the best strategies to control diseases, how to handle vaccines in the best way, and how to administer them in the best way. And farmers should always know that even if you hire the best vet around the country, the best vet who knows the best science, but the management at the farm is usually bad, just know your farm will perish because 90% of the survival of your farm depends on good management. Whether you have the best drugs, you have the best vaccines, but management is zero, the farm will perish. So come and we share some of this knowledge, come and we share some of this expertise, come the 22nd. Otherwise, see you there. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Tom. Thank you, Edgar, for creating the time. Guys, all I have to say is every time farmers converge, every time those people who are passionate about livestock converge, we always have the best solutions for our problems. The problem you may be experiencing may seem to be so big because it's not yet shared. But once you attend this, we are going to share all the problems we have had on our farms, and we are going to get solutions between me and you, believe me or not. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you, guys, for tuning in. Please, the date is 22nd to 24th March. For any details that you have missed out, I'm 4 call away. I can be reached on +256 702 850 600. Jeff, you can help me repost the number so that they can get them. And let's keep time. Let's keep the questions short. And when you attend, please just have a mindset that is ready to learn. Have a mindset that is ready to receive. A mindset that is ready to share lifelong experiences of farming, because most of the things we are sharing now, apart from Dr. Tom, who went to school and studied these things, some of us, we are learning them out of experience. Thank you guys for watching. And thank you so much for tuning. And please do not forget to subscribe Boji Farms Uganda. Thank you once again. I think our live has ended. Bye-bye.